Hello everyone, welcome back to my second video of the new Scholar Beginner series. In today's video, we would be going through the status modifiers and its implications on either your own or your enemy's axes. Like in any other strategy game, there will be instances where your moves will be either positively or negatively affected by your own or enemy's influence, in this case, by their cards. The game has a total of 3 buffs and 13 debuffs, resulting in a total of 16 status modifiers. Today's video will introduce you to the status modifiers with gameplay on screen. The first buff introduced will be the Speed Up buff, whereby it can only be used on your own Axie, which will grant your Axie an increase in 20% of speed in the next round. As you can see from the Aqua Axie on the right, it is also stackable. The second buff introduced would be the Morale Up buff. It increases the Axie's morale by 20%, allowing it a chance to gain a critical strike and more last stand turns. As you can see from the Bug Axie, it increased its morale by using this zero energy card, and then the subsequent attack would be critical strikes. The last buff would be the Attack Up buff. It increases the affected Axie's attack by 20% for the next round or the next turn, and it is also stackable. The first debuff introduced will be the Stun debuff. This debuff is applied on your enemy to make them miss their next attack, and the next incoming attack will ignore their own shields. As you can see from the blue aqua on the left, it will miss its first attack and subsequently only hit with its second and third attack. The second debuff introduced would be the Aroma debuff. This debuff essentially makes yourself the target and not the Axie in front of you. In this example, you can see the debuff on the Bird Axie, and then the Aqua Axie would ignore the beast and instead attack the Bird Axie. The next debuff would be the Chill debuff. This debuff will make the affected Axie unable to go into their last stand to survive longer. As you can see from the Plant Axie, it cannot go into its last stand. The fourth debuff introduced will be the Fear debuff. This debuff affects your enemy's Axies by not making them able to attack. As you can see from the Aqua Axie on the right, it is unable to attack for its first turn, but is able to attack for its second and third turn. The fifth debuff would be the Jinx debuff. This debuff essentially makes your enemy unable to score critical strikes on the next round. Sixth debuff would be the Lethal debuff. This debuff, when planted on your enemy, would guarantee you a critical strike on the next attack. The seventh debuff is the Poison debuff. This debuff is applied onto your enemy and makes them lose 2 HP for each turn taken. It is also stackable. The eighth debuff would be the Stench debuff. This debuff makes the affected Axie lose its target priority for the next round. In other words, the affected Axie would not be attacked. However, its teammates would be attacked instead. The ninth debuff would be the Speed Down debuff. This debuff works oppositely from the Speed Up debuff by decreasing the affected Axie's speed by 20%. It is also stackable. The Morale Down debuff is the opposite of the Morale Up debuff. This debuff decreases the affected Axie's morale by 20%, and it is also stackable. The Attack Down debuff is also the opposite of the Attack Up debuff. It decreases the attack of the affected Axie by 20% for the next round, and it is also stackable. Affected Axies with the Fragile debuff would get double the damage on their shields for the next incoming attack. The last debuff would be the Sleep debuff. Next incoming attacks on the affected Axie ignores their shields. For counters to debuffs, there is only the Cleanse Scent card that can remove all debuffs from this Axie. I hope this video helped you out in understanding the buffs and debuffs of Axie Infinity. And if you liked the video, consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your Axie Infinity playing friends. Thank you and see you on the next one. Bye!